someone is so in love with you that they almost can't believe it. They are like head over heels is what I'm picking up on, in love. And this is not that type of love where you develop feelings over time, but more so you're really stumbling in falling in love. Like falling as in I am letting myself fall. Like, you know, when you let yourself like fall into almost the unknown, as if you would just stand on a cliff and you would just fall. And that feeling, you know, that rush when you're falling fast, this is the feeling that I'm picking up on in my body. And there's so much that this person wants to tell you. It is really, really such a sweet energy that I've just been able to capture here. First of all, they want you to know that ever since they met you, nothing has been the same. You have changed this person in a way that they never thought was possible. They had specific goals and an idea of who they were and stuff like this. And ever since you came along, it was all shook up. I also, earlier, as I was getting ready, I was hearing, I'm in love, I'm all shook up. And then this, you know, this melody of just, it's an inner restlessness is the best way I can describe it, where you want to do everything. You want to run around, you want to jump around, you want to hug everyone because you're so overwhelmed, you want to change your life. You know, kind of like the energy that you get in the beginning of the year when you're about to make big moves, bold moves, and you're like, now everything has to change. And this is what you brought to them. So I'm feeling that they're getting a boost of motivation to tackle everything, you know, because they want to be the best version of themselves for you, which is just so beautiful. Now, before we get into the meat of it all, into the real juice of today's message, I just want you to know that you can now book personal readings with me. So if you would like me to take a look into what is going on in your person's mind, connect to their higher self to deliver a message to you, I am offering personal readings. Check the link down below. It's basically like this video here, but more personalized. So if you're interested in that, just to let you know. Now, the song that I heard, because I'm always picking up on messages through music, was Stumbling In. You know, there's the song like Stumbling In, and then she says, I've been writing it down, our love is alive, and so we begin. Foolishly laying our hearts on the table, stumbling in. And what I'm feeling is really this sense of clumsy. This is something I've never experienced before. I don't know what's happening to me. It feels almost unreal, or like, what is going on? And they're stumbling in this. You're stumbling into this. You're feeling like clumsy almost, or like a teenager in love, because this rush that you're getting, or all these feelings that are so overwhelming, is something you haven't really felt before. Not only have they not felt this for a long time maybe in their life, but they have never felt so much in love before. You know, to the point that they're looking back at their life, and the question is, have I ever been in love really? Is really what it's giving. And this, our love is alive, and so we begin. It is giving a new beginning. You know, sometimes our life is like a book or like a movie, and we have different chapters or different episodes, and there are certain episodes, and then there's this major cut, okay? There's this major shift where you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, Oh my God, this is the moment that changed it all. And this person feels like this about meeting you to the point that they kind of know deep down there's this inner knowing or sense that you're gonna stay in this person's life forever. And that is such a beautiful message. The energy is soft and strong at the same time. You know, a soft energy, a very gentle. This is a very gentle person who has a big heart. Also a very soft energy. Okay, they might not always come across as very outgoing or bold, but for you, they want to be. They kind of want to also impress you and win you over, which is really sweet. And well, I channeled a specific song. This is What Keeps Me Loving You is the name of the song. I'm also going to drop it down below. By the way, if you have your favorite songs that you picked up on, you know, where you're like, this is from them, this is from my person, let me know down below, because I'm always really curious to hear them. And I'm also dropping the songs down below so you can look them up. What keeps me loving you, it's easy to know. When we touch, what keeps me loving you, it's easy to know when it's love. So there's not even a question on their mind. It's not like they're, okay, why do I actually love them? Like, let me look at all the reasons. Okay, it's because of their looks. It's because of whatever, you know. This is not at all superficial. This is a soul connection. They just do. They just love you. Love just is. And their love for you is very strong. I am feeling that no matter, this is what they're thinking, no matter what's going to happen between us, no matter what life throws at us, we're going to make it. This is the energy of we're going to make it. So I'm picking up that you're sometimes doubting, or you're looking at maybe obstacles in the way, quote unquote, or you might have a tendency, let's just say like this, a tendency to focus on what separates you, and they want you, it's almost like a come here, just let me hug you, it's all right, it's okay, you know, that energy of we're gonna make it, I just know. And they're so optimistic and bubbly. They're like the sun, okay? They're like the sun and you're like the moon. And together you're perfect. You're a perfect match, because the sun is illuminating, you know? The moon is illuminating too at night, but the moon is more intuitive. And you're the more intuitive person in your connection. You can feel everything deeply, but they're just so positive. Sometimes you have a tendency to spiral and they pick you up again. And you on the other hand, you're allowing this person to go into a depth, you know, that they've never known before. So I also picked up on, this is a song, it's an interesting song. I found it randomly and I really, really loved it. I don't know, it has like a cool, give it a listen. I just can't describe it. It's giving a little bit of punk, rock, like just, you know, energetic. And it's a little sassy or a little flirty, cheeky, you know, where they're confessing their feelings, okay? But they're also very independent, which is interesting. So this connection is not a neediness. It's not an immature love, if you know what I'm saying. Like, we can be in love in a very immature way, and we can experience a love that is very oriented towards the future, which does not mean that you have to get married, you have to follow the traditional route, but you're really focused on sustainability is more so the energy. And it is, come here, baby, I love your company. We could do it and start a family. She was living alone unhappily. We could do it. It's right romantically. I don't need you. I want you. And this is the energy where they're not coming from a place of, yeah, oh my God, I feel incomplete. I need you because if I don't have you, I'm not complete as a human. You know what I'm saying? It's more so, I don't need you. I'm not in a position of needy. And, you know, like, oh my God, I can't be without you. Please, please, you know. No, they're choosing you. This person is really choosing you deliberately, even though they have fallen in love. And it was this sense of like falling down a cliff into your arms, and it was so overwhelming. And in that sense, it was not a choice, because falling in love was not necessarily a choice, not a conscious choice. But now they're choosing you. They're choosing you consciously, and they're really playing out sort of a glimpse of the future. They're kind of looking into the future, making up scenarios of what it could be like. And something tells me, take it how it resonates, but something tells me that either you or they could be too, you're not that traditional. Like, there was a part of you that was not really into getting married, or you thought it was impossible for you specifically. Like, okay, maybe for other people, but that's not my love story, you know what I'm saying? So you have really changed them. They have done a 180, because I feel they also were kind of hesitant about the energy of just like a marriage or a long-term commitment, but that all changed with you. And there is a willingness. First of all, there is a sort of a stagnation that I'm feeling, but that stagnation is more so from the outside. Like, when you're looking at them, you might feel they're hesitating, but they're actually having this willingness to change, and the willingness to meet your standards, to provide something sustainable. The willingness, and it's also crazy from the other reading that I did, there still is the card house at the bottom of the deck. Kind of fits the energy. They want to move forward with you, but they want to do it right. You know what I'm like picking up is here. I don't want to build this house on a foundation that is not stable. Because if I want a house to last, it needs to be put on a stable foundation. And that foundation is every single day it's built. Every single day. They also, yeah, they do put you a little bit on a pedestal, but in a normal way where it's like, oh my God, like, look at her or look at him, because they see you as such an amazing person. And they're saying, everything I'll ever do, I'll do it for you. It's also from a song that I picked up on. I also saw the number 111 or 1111 could be highly significant. It's also the energy of 1111, like, you are two people, but you're coming together as one, like the union or yeah, like completion, yes, but you're not incomplete without each other. That's the energy. Please don't give up on me. Give me a chance is also what they're saying, as well as what did I do to deserve you? So they're kind of wondering. They're looking at you, oh my God, what did I do? Like, I must have done something right is really what I was hearing. They see you as the whole package, you know? Because, okay, you can be with people, you can be in a relationship and really love someone, right? You can love someone deeply, and it's almost like there is a threshold where you're like, okay, this is what I think love is. This is what love is, because that's all I've known. Then you meet someone and it's exceeding, it's taking away the entire limitations of everything, because it goes beyond. And suddenly, really, that person checks your boxes. Values that you share, the intimacy, that feeling, that pull, that just being able to share everything with you. And that is when this was what made them realize it consciously, where before it was just falling in love, stumbling in. You know, stumbling in is not much the energy of really getting into the serious part where you're just stumbling, but then you're getting serious. And this is what's happening to them right now. And I do have a little exercise, okay? I have taken this from my thought transmission workbook. You know, I've written a whole entire guide on how to connect to your person telepathically, how to send them messages, seduce them. And so if you want to get spicy on that level, you can also do it. And also really telepathically bonding. And when you do this, you're setting the groundwork, talking about the house, for what is going to happen in your physical, because the way you're connecting on the level of your consciousness in this realm of the 5D is already setting the foundation for what is going to happen, and you're basically really manifesting your future together, which is so beautiful. And the best thing about it is you can choose whatever you want for that time machine method that I'm going to talk about right now. So you can pick, first of all, you're gonna choose a scenario that shows your ideal future with them, okay? What do you want it to be like? Maybe you're really going into the intention of marriage. You could picture your wedding day. You can go there, picture the moment when you walk down the aisle, what it's like, that feeling, that bliss. The feeling of it is here now. Like, oh my God, you look into that person's eyes and you can just feel this love that they have for you, and there's nothing to worry about anymore. The real purpose of this is to tune into this with all your senses. What you hear, what you feel, what you see. Like, how does it feel emotionally? Because that is a key. This is, in my experience, what is going to anchor you in this. And I'm not joking. I've been waking up. I almost wanted to say wake up. I've been coming back, or like waking up from this with tears in my eyes, because I was there. I was in that moment. And when it came back, it was as if it was real, because it was like you're tapping into a real moment of your life. Just because you haven't been there with your body doesn't mean that's not real. So you're tapping into your future there. It's going to relax you so deeply and make you feel blissful. And in that moment, you're not able to worry anymore. You're not going to worry. You're not going to question. You're not going to ask yourself, my God, when is it going to happen? You're there. And then whenever you're having a moment of, oh my God, I miss my person so much, you can always come back. You know, you have this little treasure of that moment, like that memory that you have created, and it's there for you. And that is such a beautiful way to celebrate that connection and to hone into the energy. So if you wanted to learn how to do it, if you want to know more, get all my tips on it, then check the link down below. It's in my thought transmission workbook that is currently on sale. Or if you would like to book a personal reading with me, feel free to do so. And let's tap into your person's energy. What is going on in this person's mind? Intelligence. They could be someone who is very rational, a thinker, you know, someone who's thinking, not only thinking a lot about you is what I'm picking up on, but they're thinking about concepts, analyzing everything, very rational, and therefore they might have had a harder time realizing what is going on, you know, just because it is such a spiritual connection and they wanted to overanalyze the whole thing. We also have Gemini coming up. With that intelligence, it's kind of fitting because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is communication. They might be very charming, alluring, witty, giving a sense of someone who can just talk and talk and talk for hours. And well, honestly, they would just love to talk to you for hours and get to know you on such a deep level. You're a blessing to them. Whoever this is, they see you as the biggest blessing that ever came across their path. Like, Meeting you was, there are also angels on that card. Meeting you was a fated encounter. I just want to clarify this energy a little bit more. Yeah. The lucky card, by the way, to me is always indicating that there is something that is about to happen for you. Not only are you the lucky charm for them, but there is the wheel of fortune kind of energy. The wheel is turning in your favor in this connection. This connection is blessed. You know, with a blessed connection or something that is like fated, there's a sense of no matter what happens, in the end, it's going to be all right. In the end, it's going to be okay. That is the message. Also, they would love to provide pleasure. Yeah, they do have some spicy thoughts because that is kind of a spicy card. They think that you're so amazing, you know, just so they're losing control. You know, they're dreamy and all lost. Almost like I don't even recognize myself anymore because now I'm so dreamy. What's happened to me, because they're so logical, but then they're so dreamy ever since they met you because of the intensity of this connection. And then they're having these thoughts. You know, it's kind of interesting because I earlier saw this card and it is house. There's an intention to build a nest with you. It's not just, you know, you're over the stumbling phase. You were stumbling in for sure. It felt a little unstructured, but honestly, falling in love is not supposed to be structured, okay? Falling in love is not something you can plan out. We're planning everything out. We want to get behind everything from a rational, logical perspective, but there is no logic in love. It just is. It just is. And this is what they feel for you. And by the way, this is also coming up in the songs. Let me just go over the songs really quickly because this is already 30 minutes. So the songs are Stumbling In by Susie Quattro. Give it a listen. The song that I mentioned earlier, Romantic Rights, Death from Above. The Look by Roxette. So they are deeply captivated by you. This is kind of how they see you, you know? What Keeps Me Loving You by XYZ. Give those songs a listen. I'm gonna drop them down in the description box below. As I've said, you can grab a personal reading with me in case you're interested. Link will be down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of this channel. I honestly, I'm not joking, I'm so grateful for every single one of you, for supporting, for just being here and just sharing your stories, sharing your songs. It's just such a beautiful thing to go through the comments and see that all. I am honestly just amazed, and thank you for being here. I'm gonna see you around in the next one.